Frank, let's start off with the news this week about one of your top young pitchers, Jair Jurrjens, had some inflammation in the shoulder. You did an MRI. Give us an update on where his health is.
Well, it's one of those things, as you guys both know, having sat in this chair, that you just don't take anything for granted. And when he came into spring training, he had been doing a lot of throwing in Curacao at home before he got to Orlando, and he was doing actually some PFP and turned and made a throw to second sidearm, and he just felt something in the front of his shoulder and did it again and felt it a little more, and it just stayed a little sore when he got to spring training. And I think our guys just wanted to make sure that if we're going to err, let's err on the side of caution, and send him up to Atlanta to get it checked, and his MRI was very clean. Everything looked good, and so now we just got to get the inflammation out of there, take a week, and back him up a little bit. He should be fine.
We're speaking with Frank Wren, GM of the Braves, and Frank, I know you guys were rumored to be involved with the Johnny Damon stuff. I mean, mostly it was the White Sox in Detroit there at the end, but how much of your interest there was predicated on the fact that you got such a top prospect in Jason Heyward close to being ready?
We like the way we're set up right now, Jim. From a standpoint, we think that we have the pieces in place to have a good, solid outfield. We think Matt Diaz does nothing but just keep hitting. He hits 300 every year. Melky gives us that versatility I spoke of. And then Nate McLouth was very good for us after we acquired him. Then he hurt his hamstring, and then he actually had some vision problems towards the end, and he's got those corrected. So we feel real good about him in center field. And Jason Heyward is the top prospect in all of baseball, and he's very close to the big leagues. Whether he's ready or not, I think we'll know more in 6 weeks. But we just feel like we have good pieces to fill our outfield. In Johnny's case, he's a good player. But for us, and speaking with our staff, both on the field and in our front office, we didn't think it was an area where we wanted to be overly aggressive because we like the pieces we have in place already.
One of your other acquisitions after you traded Javi Vasquez was Troy Glaus. Now he would make the move, obviously, to first base with Chipper at third. And he battled some health issues last year, but in terms of what he looks like in terms of health in particular, what's your feelings on Glaus and the reports you're getting?
Yeah, everything checked out 100%. We checked him out in December. He saw Dr. Yoakum out in California in December, and then he saw our doctors in early January when we signed him, and our doctor said he looked very good. And he was in Atlanta hitting a week before last when he was in on Caravan, and our guys were just raving about the way the ball was jumping off his bat. And that's obviously what we signed him to do, is to hit in the middle of our lineup and give us a little more pop. And an average year for Troy Glaus is close to 30 home runs and close to 100 RBI. So if we can get something like that out of him, we think our club is obviously a lot better.